Hi there, Steve Goldinger here at Renee Grant-Williams studio. And as many as you know, that know me, I've had the privilege and the honor of hanging out and being friends with a lot of big artists over my lifetime before they were actually known. Everybody from Billy Joel to Garth Brooks to Steely Dan, before they got their deals. And for those of you that know, I've been working with Renee Grant-Williams for the last 7 years now. I've also had the honor and privilege of being able to, my desk is right next to her studio. So I get to hear all these new students, and a lot of them are tomorrow's stars. And I happened to be sitting at my desk yesterday. I hear this guy, his name is Colby O'Brien. Colby, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And I heard this guy walk in yesterday, and I talked to him for a little while, and didn't think much. I said, this is a guy from a small town, and really didn't know anything about him. Said, well, this is one of those wannabe stars. But all of a sudden I heard this guy sing, and I was floored, blown away when I actually heard this guy. Colby, tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, a little bit about your background.
Well, I am from a little town in eastern Kentucky called Prestonsburg, Kentucky. And it's probably about 15 minutes away from a town called Paintsville. And if nobody knows what Paintsville is, it's the same town that Loretta Lynn and Chris Stapleton grew up in. And about 15 minutes in the other direction from where I live, Dwight Yoakam grew up. And probably 30 minutes from that location, Patty Loveless. So I'm in a very musically rich area. And I mean, I've been playing music my whole life. Basically my whole life I've played drums. And then I got sick of drums, and I picked up guitar. And when I picked up guitar, I started singing and started playing bass. And it's just, it's just kind of snowballed from there, So.
And you had mentioned that you were in some contests. One I believe you won not too long ago.
Well, you could look at it as I won. It was a talent competition, not a music competition.
Okay.
A talent competition in Williamson, West Virginia. I got second place. That's $500. That's not why I'm doing it, no. But I lost to a woman that had like flaming hula hoops and all that, but all the other musicians there I beat. But I loved it. It was a great time. Got to talk to fellow musicians, and I didn't look at it. I looked at it as we were all there for the same reason, just to entertain, And that's how I feel about entertaining. I just love doing it. I love to impact other people, and that's the reward that I get when somebody says, hey, you've made, and this has actually happened, you made my son want to play guitar and ask Santa for a guitar for Christmas. And so, I mean, that's what I thrive off of, seeing people smile from it. So.
And how'd you hear about Renee Grant-Williams?
I hadn't heard about her, but small town USA, you don't hear about opportunities like this very much, because it's not a very frequently looked at area. But my mom, I was sitting in my room one day just picking around on guitar, and my mom came in and said, hey, listen, we're going to Nashville for some vocal lessons. And I'm like, okay, with who? And she's got this woman named Renee Grant-Williams. And she started naming off all these superstars that she's taught, like Kenny Chesney, Jason Aldean, Faith Hill, Tim McGraw, and one of my idols, Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. And I'm like, okay, I'm down. So it's been a wonderful opportunity.
And you've been working with her for about how long now? With Renee, how long have you been working with her?
Well, this is the third trip here. Okay. 3 days, and it's already made a huge difference.
I was going to ask you, so in these 3 lessons that you've had with you feel a difference in your voice?
As far as I've always heard that a singer can't listen to theirself because it sounds different in your own ears than when you project your voice. So I don't know. As far as how it feels to sing, it feels great, but I've had people who have heard me sing before tell me, wow, you've really improved in that short amount of time. So yeah, she's a miracle worker.
Well, it was interesting. You left yesterday. I got on your Facebook page to see what you were up to, and I noticed you'd be a little bit more active on your fan page. But folks, this guy's just starting. and I think we're going to see a lot more of them. What was interesting is when I went on his page, all of a sudden I saw something pop up live. He's playing on stage at B.B. King's right across the street from Renee's studio. And you didn't mention to me. I would have loved to go over
Well,
there.
I didn't even know what was going to happen. The band was playing there, and what my goal here in Nashville was to at least just play somewhere, you know, out in public. Say I played music in Nashville. This is my first trip to Nashville. And the band there, you know, people were telling me, you know, this is not just a dive bar where nobody cares who gets up on stage. These are good musicians. And I walked up to the band and asked the leader, the guitarist, I was like, you know, this is my first trip to Nashville, and I would just love to play some Stevie Ray Vaughan, you know, Texas Flood. And he's like, absolutely. So I just got up on stage, done my thing, and, you know, had a great time. And,
That's what's great about this town too, Nashville, is like they give people like Colby here and lots of people that they know of and might have seen before the opportunity to just hand over their guitar, their sticks, and let them play with them. That's one of the wonderful things about being in this town.
I know a lot of people back home, if you mention, can I play your guitar, they'll about smack you. Cause,
been there.
You know,
been there.
But I do know I have certain guitars that are more, I have more sentimental attachment to. But if I really trust somebody, you know, I'll let them play it. But, you know, that's just, you know, the guitar is just an extension of my body. That's how I look at it. And it's music, just music in general. It's really carried me through some dark times, and it's been there with me in happy times. You know, it's a therapy of its own, and it's a way of life, really. You know.
Well, I know Renee. I showed her the video yesterday. She never heard you play an electric guitar, and we're both floored not only by your voice, and we hear this guy wailing, shredding on guitar. Went over his Facebook page, and these are things I think you should fix. Put it out there. If you click on his photos and videos, you'll see some of his videos that he's done, and I was sort of blown away. I've been playing guitar way before you were born, and I wish I could play half those licks.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, Renee, she walked over and she just said, literally all she said, I quote, double threat. And for a second, I'm like, what does she mean? And then I realized guitar and singing. But, you know.
This is a guy, Colby O'Brien, to look out for.
Colby O'Brien.
I'm sorry,
Irish.
Colby O'Brien. Colby O'Brien. I'm glad you take a minute to speak with me about this before your lesson. I know you're running a little late for this lesson, but it was great to meet you, and good luck, continued success.
Thank you.
And you'll be seeing a lot of this guy, folks, I'm pretty sure.
I hope so.
All right. Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you.